Hey YouTube, Jakub here. Tokyo Revengers, is it good? Or is it? But seriously, Tokyo Revengers or Tokyo Manji Mafia, or as my friends like to call it, that anime about gang of Nazis, I'm getting demonetized this time. Author of this manga did something unthinkable to his fans and his story. You might have seen the first season of it. I think it was something that everyone talked about. Like everyone should talk about that nearly 80% of you guys haven't subscribed yet. So please support my work and subscribe. Oh, that was a smooth segue. Anyway, back to our video. If you already forgot what it was about, basically we have that guy Takemichi, who one day watching TV saw. Truck-kun is attacking again, this time poor girl Hinata Tachibana. Shit, I dated her. And of course he was like,
a divorced man hopes his ex-wife will do.
Sorry for this.
Die! No, that actually makes him realize that last time he dated her was the last time he enjoyed his life. That quite sad realization is emphasized by his work, which sucks even more. By the way, isn't that crazy you can still rent DVDs in Japan? I don't even own DVD player. I mean, okay, I own a few of them, but my PC doesn't have slot for it. Anyway, Takemichi doesn't get much time to be sad because he gets pushed to the train tracks. And then time freezes, tenths of a second before his death. He can't move, he can only watch. And then he meets Being X, proclaiming himself as a god and expecting to be worshipped by him. Oh, wait, that's wrong anime, my bad. He wakes up in the train.
So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
No, not that footage, why am I getting them mixed? He wakes up, but something isn't right. He's a teen again. He checks his phone, and it's exactly 12 years earlier. Actually, why am I making this a recap video? Blah blah blah, he can go back in time exactly 12 years, and using butterfly effect he can change future, saving himself from the train and his ex from dying. Which of course means we're gonna see her die multiple times while our crybaby hero tries to stop someone else from killing someone or something similar. First season alone generated a lot of fan creations, and I just need to ask one question. Why is that all yaoi? Come on, there are girls in that story too, you know. First season of it ends with Takemichi being seconds off getting his head shot off. And at exactly that moment I couldn't wait for the second season and reach for manga. And I stayed with it, so I've never seen second season. Wait, give me a second. Actually, at what chapter does it end? Chapter 121st? Oh, we've gotta wait quite a while to get disappointed. But hey, I can disappoint you right now. No, I don't mean this video. End of that manga is our today's subject anyways. I'm not a recap channel, so I'll just tell you things that you need to know. Rest you can read it by yourself, though after watching this video, you probably won't do that. So that trilogy starts at what I call second season of manga. Is it dumb? Yes. Exactly like second season of that manga. So probably for the 5th time we see Takemichi and Hina getting prepared for their wedding. The Toma gang is no more, they put it to the end. Everyone is happy and has jobs that are not against the law. That would be perfect ending. But guess who's missing? If you read those fanfics, you may guess it. Of course it's Mikey. And even though nearly everyone tries to stop Takemichi, Mikey included, he still tries to find his unrequited love, and he finds him, gets shot, and after that using one hand catches a grown-up man who jumped off a building. Even knowing how many absurd things happen in that manga, it still feels kinda cheap. But it gets even worse. We traveled back in time 10 years, because why not? Mikey has a new gang, because why not? And he kills other dudes with bare hands. Because why not? Of course there's a new side plot about a dark impulse that presumably makes Mikey do all that stuff. We got a few new characters, some of them technically were with the story all along, but I swear I don't remember seeing that guy before. And the last thing, for obvious reasons, Takemichi cannot go back to the future. So admins gave him a new ability to balance it out. Now sometimes he can see what's about to happen. It's like that eye from Mushoku Tensei. And that's basically all what's good about it. Then Takemichi brings back an old gang, so he literally takes people who went on good paths and have prospering jobs. And he's like, oh yeah, how about you stop doing that and join my gang? We'll beat shit out of Mikey so he'll be good again. And they do that, which results in Draken getting killed. But the final battle is even worse. I'm not making this up. It gets so boring. It's basically a ping pong match in which one chapter Takemichi is winning and the next chapter Mikey is winning. And it repeats and repeats multiple times. It really feels like cheap fanfic. In those really boring fights, we learn a bit about backstory and all the important stuff to the plot, which really doesn't make any sense. Because in the middle of battle we learn that Mikey's older brother, which wasn't really relevant to this story before, now becomes the most important part of this plot. Apparently, in original version of this timeline, Mikey was paralyzed, so his brother killed Hobo to gain time travel ability? I'm not making this up. Which makes no sense because we see Takemichi die twice and he still doesn't lose his ability. Then how Takemichi got that power? We've never seen him kill any homeless guy. Because he didn't. He received it as a kid. From who? From Mikey's brother. Just because. There's no real big meaning to it. He just get it because plot needed this. I guess it's really cheap. I cannot stretch it out enough. How cheap does it feel? And lazy, just lazy. But should we mind that? No, Author is gonna throw it all along with Dark Impulse to the trash anyway. And then Author sends Takemichi and Mikey back in time to the point where they're like 6 years old. So they can save everyone. Fast forward many years and everyone is happy. Takemichi marries Hina and end of story. All in 3 chapters. Just what the fuck? It would be better to end it 70 chapters before, at the end of the Toma. Now we got 70 chapters of something with standards of cheap fanfic, which gets worse from chapter to chapter. But what's worse, Author doesn't seem to mind that ending at all, creating some extra chapters. So if it ever reached point of animation, I don't think it will be ever changed. All of that is just sad because there is a lot of room for improvement. Thing is being consistent, so if the story evolves around Dark Impulse, Author should not forget about it. Introducing new characters that are connected to the backstory that was already told is quite tricky, but in the story where nearly dying people can catch others falling off buildings, it wasn't bad. It really wasn't. But what's really annoying, and you need to know that, to everyone writing, drawing or choreographing fight scenes, remember to keep attention of audience/readers. The main character must struggle in battle, no matter how dumb it sounds. Throughout most of the fight, your character must be losing in some way. Even One Punch Man works around that idea. You may ask how on earth guy who literally destroys city-sized monsters with one punch can struggle in battle. He doesn't. He just doesn't. But 90% of those battles are made by other characters who struggles in battle, making us unsure if they win. Because of course Saitama will win. He's indestructible and unstoppable. And that's exactly why he comes last to the battle. Last thing I want to say, don't rush your story. It's never a good idea. Even Edgerunners struggle with not enough episodes, making a story feel like it's missing something. Of course, making it too long can hurt it as well. Like, you could argue that the story could be ended at end of Toma Gang, but in that case the whole story was closed in 2 or 3 chapters. At the same time, any fight was like 10 or 15 chapters long. Which is just sad, because of course story is quite repetitive and sometimes stupid. And the art style isn't the most outstanding either. Look at this panel from Toilet Bond Hanako-kun. By the way, one of the greatest story I've ever read. And then look at the art style of Tokyo Revengers. Even line art is quite messy, with many strokes on outline where one stroke would be perfectly fine. And even though there is so many imperfections in the story, I really liked it. And waited for new chapters, getting excited every single time new chapter came. And that's why I cannot explain how much it's just a pain to see how it all gets wasted because someone probably wanted to quit that story, making it the laziest and the worst ending I've ever seen. It would be better to leave it at cliffhanger than to do something like that, ending whole story in just 3 chapters.
Hey, Future Jakub here. Just wanna add that in those last 70 chapters, all the time we were pointing to different ending. Like with Draken getting killed where he's finally reunited with Emma, I feel like author couldn't fully commit to the ending he was hinting all along. There's a chance that originally it was supposed to end in much darker way, with consequences of Takemichi's actions, but for the one reason or another the author ended it really quickly, dropping most of the things he introduced for the sake of happy ending, that for me feels kinda out of place.
I said what could be improved and how it could be improved, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't understand the ending, and it's fine. Share your opinions, share how you see that ending in the comments right down below. I'd love to know how you feel about this ending and what you think should be improved, or maybe it's perfectly fine and I'm just picky and do not understand that media. Oh, and you can check out my Twitter and TikTok, links are in the description below. See you next time. Diane!